So today we are going to perform BOD experiment. BOD is basically biochemical oxygen demand. So we know what is BOD. BOD is basically the biochemical oxygen demand. So it is the amount of oxygen required by microorganisms to consume the organic matter, whatever that is present in the sample. That sample might be grey water sample or wastewater sample. Wastewater is basically the water coming from our household, including toilets and urinals, including different our household sources like bathroom, hand basin, kitchen and laundry. That inclusion of all that is called wastewater. And basically grey water is the wastewater except urinals and toilet. That is basically the grey water. So what is your BOD? BOD is basically the amount of oxygen required by or consumed by microorganisms. Sorry, it is amount of oxygen required by microorganisms. Those microorganisms are also present in the same grey water or wastewater, whatever that sample, our collection sample. In that sample only that amount of microorganism as well as organic matter present. So the amount of oxygen required by microorganisms to consume the the organic matter present in that particular system is called BOD. So we are performing BOD by means of different we have different BOD methods. So basically we are performing BOD by means of titration method. So first there are different methods for BOD, but in that what we are going to look at basic mechanism or basic thing is that we need to collect the sample properly. So what are the different means of collection, sample collection? So basically sample is collected by means of grab sample or composite sample. Grab sample is basically an instantaneous process. That means whatever the flow of water is going out, from that we will simply collect a sample at once. That is what grab sample. And composite sample is what? Multiple grab samples combined together, that will called as composite sample. So composite sample is basically, suppose we are collecting water sample or whatever our wastewater sample during 3 different times in the day, suppose in the morning, afternoon and evening, or after duration of 1 hour each, and that whole 12 or 24 samples, whatever maybe there are 3 samples. So those 3 samples will be combined together and mixed. That combined sample is called composite sample. So there are different means. So whenever we collect sample by means of composite sample method, that is more accurate as compared to grab samples. So first is what? Composite sample we have collected. Now what different samples we have, and suppose if you are going to perform the experiment immediately after the sample collection, then there is no need to store the sample. But if you are collecting the sample and if you are, in some cases it might be possible that you are not able to perform the experiment immediately after the sample collection, then in that case you need to go for sample storage. Suppose you are collecting the sample and if you are not able to perform the experiment within 6 or 12 hours or 24 hours or whatever maybe, if it is taking longer time, then you need to store the sample. For storage of the sample, what you need to do? You need to collect the sample and you need to keep that sample in the refrigerator or deep freezer at 4 degrees centigrade until you perform the experiment. And before performing the experiment or before starting of the experiment, what you need to collect, as we are deep freezing it, it will be accommodated or it will be frozen. So before starting the experiment, we need to keep it in the normal atmosphere so that that sample will get to our normal condition. Then you can collect or then you can utilize that sample for your analysis. So basically BOD is measured by means of dissolved oxygen. So this is nothing but the difference between initial and final DO. So in that case what we are doing, basically we are incubating our whatever grey water sample or wastewater sample, whatever we are having, we are incubating that particular sample, and after incubation and before incubation, what is the amount of oxygen required? The difference between those two levels is nothing but our biochemical oxygen demand. So for that purpose, what we are going to do, we are going to first analyze, or we are going to first measure the DO of initial DO, that is before putting it in the incubation, and we will be keeping that particular sample, whatever that sample, after some preparation we will keep that sample in an incubation for the period of say 5 days at a temperature of 20 degrees centigrade or at a temperature of 27 degrees centigrade for 3 days. So why basically these 20 and 27 degrees centigrade, and for why only for 5 days and 3 days? Because there are in case of our BOD, BODs consist of total carbonaceous and nitrogenous BOD. So we are considering basically the actually during these 5 days or 3 days at different temperatures, what happens, about 60 to 70% of that BOD is consumed during these particular days, and that further organic matter consumption or DO calculation takes much longer time, so that we will not consider. So basically we are considering only about 60 to 70% of the total BOD that will be considered or that will be calculated during these 5 days or 3 days BOD. So whenever you see BOD or whenever you refer BOD, there you might see BOD 5 or BOD 3. That BOD 5 is basically 5-day BOD and BOD 3 is 3-day BOD. So before starting the before performing the experiment, what we are going to do, we are going to calculate the initial DO, and after 3 days or 5 days of incubation, we are going to calculate the final DO. So difference between those two DO levels, DO is basically dissolved oxygen. So difference between those two dissolved oxygen levels is basically our BOD value. So for BOD experiment, we require different chemicals and glassware. We will go through each of them. So for calculation of your dissolved oxygen, we will require two chemicals, basically alkali iodide azide. First one is alkali iodide azide and second one is manganese sulfate. Manganese sulfate. So these two chemicals we will require so as to fix the DO. What happens? Basically, once we are collecting sample from any source, we need to fix DO immediately, because once it comes with the contact with the atmosphere, then that DO will change. So as to fix the sample, whenever we are collecting sample, it is required to add each these manganese sulfate and alkali iodide azide 1 ml each to both of the or whatever samples you have. You need to add both these chemicals 1 ml each, so that DO will be fixed and it will not interfere with the atmosphere. And then by adding these two chemicals, we'll be putting this in our sample. And obviously for DO calculation require starch as an indicator and sodium thiosulfate as titrating agent. These two chemicals we require for titration purpose. So when we are starting the experiment, we will require these two BOD bottles. These are called BOD bottles, and we are exclusively using these BOD bottles because these are airtight bottles. Those bottles will not allow the atmospheric oxygen to come in. So that's why we are using these BOD bottles. These BOD bottles are provided with these caps. So these are airtight, and these caps will not allow the atmosphere to come in. So that's why we are using BOD bottles. So start with the experiment. So as to start with the experiment, we are going to collect the sample. We have collected wastewater sample from our pump house and near SVNIT campus. So we will get. Actually, we cannot put directly all amount of sample. So for collecting the sample, we require about 5 ml, 10 ml or at least 300 ml sample for collection of BOD, our performance of BOD. But amount of sample needs to be taken for each of the BOD experiment depends upon the concentration of that sample. That means suppose is whatever sample you are collecting, the expected BOD we know near about, for suppose we are considering for domestic grey water. For domestic grey water, BOD is about 250 or 500, in the range of 250 to 500. So whenever you are collecting samples, suppose from industrial wastewater you are collecting, BOD is such higher quantity, suppose 1000 or 9000 or likewise depending upon the industry from which you are collecting sample, the amount of BOD varies or the concentration of BOD varies. So while collecting the sample, we need to go for dilution. Dilution, that is called dilution factor. So while collecting the sample, suppose if your expected concentration of BOD is much higher, then you will go for higher dilution. That means dilution means what? You are going to add, suppose I am talking about 5 times dilution. That means you are collecting 5 ml sample and you are adding 95 ml of distilled water to that, aerated water to that our sample. That combined will get 100 ml. 2 times dilution means 2 ml sample and 98 ml your distilled water, that is there. So for that case we will require aerated sample. So for dilution we are not using that our distilled water, we are using aerated sample. So in aerated sample we have kept this this is our distilled water, and we are aerating this distilled water for about 1 to 2 hours. And during distillation, we are going to add some nutrients like ferric chloride, manganese sulfate, and calcium chloride. These nutrients we are going to add. So why we are adding nutrients? Because these nutrients will act as a food or act as a supplement to that particular microorganisms, and that will boost their process to oxidize the organic matter. And we are adding about 1 ml per 1 liter or so. Likewise, we are adding the nutrients. So we have added 3 different nutrients: calcium chloride, manganese sulfate, and ferric chloride. 3 different nutrients we have added to our aerated water. So what we are going to do now, we are going to take about 5 to 10 ml, because as we know, this expected we are going to perform the wastewater BOD. So we know that expected BOD of this particular sample is about 150 or 200. So that's why we are going to collect now 10 ml sample. And for this BOD calculation, what we are going to do, we are going to put one as our sample and other as blank. So blank is what this BOD bottle will contain only the aerated sample. So 5 ml I have added, and 5 more I am going to add. This total is about 10 ml. So 10 ml grey water or wastewater sample I have collected. So now what I am going to do, I am going to add aerated water to this particular sample. This is basically an aerator which we are using for aeration purpose. Fill the BOD bottle up to neck. And this is the blank sample in which we are going to put only aerated water. Now to the sample and to the blank we are going to add each of these alkali azide and manganese sulfate 1 ml each, and for this for this purpose we are going to use separate pipette for each of these chemicals. Now we are going to use different pipette for manganese sulfate. So we have added 1 ml of manganese sulfate and 1 ml of alkali hydrazide to our sample and blank. Now add this cap. Now this will form the amount of this will fix the DO in both the samples. Now we are going to add H2SO4 to these samples so as to digest the sludge. Whatever that sludge is going to form, that will be digested by means of H2SO4. So we are going to add 1 ml of H2SO4 to each of these samples. This is 1 ml we have added to each of these samples. Now here you can see there is sludge is forming in the both the tubes, or in the both the bottles you can see the sludge. Now you need to shake the bottles so that that sludge will be digested. In our case, what we have done, we have taken 10 ml sample and added 90 ml of that distilled water. So these are the samples which we are going to use for our DO measurement. And for DO, what we are going to do, we are going to take about 201 ml of our sample and add pinch of starch to both the solutions and titrate it with sodium thiosulfate.
Blank
the conical flask has a marking, so from that we have taken 201 ml of our sample. This is first we are taking, blank we are calculating. So in this sample we are going to add starch. One to two drops of starch indicator we are going to add, and that we need to titrate with respect to sodium thiosulfate. Here initial reading is 4.7. So from that we are starting. So end point will be colorless. Now you can see the color is changing and it is slightly changing to colorless. So blank we have calculated, initial reading was 4.7 and now it is 9.55. It is about, initial reading was 4.7 and final reading was 9.55. So the difference of that will be your initial DO, and this DO we have calculated for blank. Similarly you will calculate DO for your sample. So take about 200 ml. of the sample we have taken. To that solution we are going to add pinch of starch, 1 to 2 ml of starch, 1 to 2 drops of starch indicator, and that we are going to titrate with respect to sodium thiosulfate. In this case initial reading is 1. Now you can see the color is changing. Then add drop by drop so that you will not miss the correct reading. Titrate till the sample gives colorless. So as you can see the sample is colorless now. So note the reading. So initial reading was 1 and final reading is 6.65. As you have seen, we have calculated initial DO for both our water sample as well as for blank. So now similarly to our initial DO, we need to keep the sample as well as blank for the incubation for 5 days or 3 days. So likewise we have prepared our sample and blank as we have prepared for initial DO measurement. We have prepared our final sample and blank by adding dilution, by adding 10 ml of your sample to the 300 ml BOD bottle, and in this bottle, blank bottle, we have kept only dilution or aerated water. So we are going to put these bottles, BOD bottles, to our incubator. So now, as you can see, we have kept our incubator at 27 degrees centigrade. So we are going to calculate 3-day 27 degrees centigrade BOD. So now we are going to put these BOD bottles in the BOD incubator for 3 days at 27 degree centigrade. So after final DO, that means after 3 days and 27 degrees centigrade, we have calculated our final DO, that is dissolved oxygen by dissolved oxygen process. That similar we are going to add stars and titrate with respect to sodium thiosulfate. So after that 3 days 27 degree at 27 degrees centigrade, we have calculated our final DO, and initial and final DO of blank is same, so that's why we have neglected. So ultimately how we are going to calculate the BOD value? So BOD in mg per liter is initial DO minus final DO of your sample into dilution factor. Dilution factor, how we are going to calculate the dilution factor? Dilution factor is basically ml of dilution sample or your diluted water, whatever you have added, divided by ml of your sample, whatever you have taken. So we have added 300 ml, we have taken 300 ml of your dilution water, and we have added 10 ml of our sample. So that's why your dilution factor is 30. And in this case, D1 and D2 is basically dissolved oxygen for initial and final dissolved oxygen. So in case of our experiment, we have BOD value of initial DO as 5.35 for our sample, and final DO which we have calculated as 2.05 multiplied by dilution factor, that is 30. So in our case, BOD value is 99 mg per liter.